Hey guys, this is VS. Today I have an ACR M.O.A.B, and if you guys don't really care to watch it, then you don't have to. You can just listen to the commentary if you want. It always turns out like this. I try and go for a M.O.A.B with an underused gun, something like the SCAR or the P90, just the guns you don't see quite as much, and you don't really see M.O.A.Bs that often anyway, so I hope you guys don't mind the ACR. This is how it always happens though. Whenever you see me post a M.O.A.B, it's probably going to be with the ACR because I always try and go for it with an underused gun. That's how I start off. Then after getting frustrated from dying on my 15 plus streaks, I just switch to the best gun in the game so I can get the M.O.A.B. And that's pretty much how it always happens. I'm going to keep trying to get a couple of M.O.A.Bs to be able to post in the future. Hopefully with guns they don't see too often, like the AK-47. I'd really like to get another AK. I had this really nice fast one on, bootleg with the AK. And it didn't save it. That was quite a while ago, though. I just wish that gameplay saved, but I'm going to try and get a couple of gameplays with that gun. I might actually use that right after this commentary. And I've been playing MW3 quite a bit lately because Ghost is frustrating. Even when I'm playing with friends now, I just can't seem to enjoy it all that much. The only time I've been enjoying it is when I'm doing search and rescue. I don't even find Infected all that enjoyable too much. There's been a couple times, of course, a couple exceptions where I'd go on streaks, and especially since the DLC is now in the rotations and that's in Infected, that kind of spices back up a little bit. But what I want to talk about today is a little bit more of a personal topic, something I don't really do that often. I've never done personal story, and I've only talked about myself maybe in 2 or 3 past commentaries, and even then it was still kind of video game related, and this one is not at all. This is more of just kind of how my personality is in real life and why it's kind of ironic that I'm a commentator because of it. And to clarify what I'm talking about, in real life I'm actually a pretty quiet, reserved person. I don't talk too much. I really just like listening to people more than talking, and that's not quite as common. I know a lot of people are, especially probably in the community. It's not a bad thing by any means, so if you're kind of like that too, let me know. I'm kind of interested how many people are, but I got the idea to do this commentary from a fun dad. I don't know if any of you guys know him. He's quite a bit of a bigger YouTuber than me, and he kind of did the same topic about how he's more quiet, and it just kind of gave me the idea to do one like that myself and kind of talk about how I am in real life. So, like I said, I like listening to other people more than talking, and that's why if you're ever in an Xbox Live chat or party or a Skype chat, then I might not talk that much. It's not because I'm bored with the conversation, it's just because I don't necessarily know what to say, and I just like listening to what everybody else is talking about, and I'll try and throw my 2 cents whenever I get a good idea of something to say. And that's just the general idea. Even when it comes to going places and stuff like that, I'm a little more introverted. I like doing that, but some of the stuff like that I kind of get anxious about. For instance, I want to go to PAX East next year because I missed it this year. I didn't really have the funds to do it, but it sounds like a lot of fun. However, I know that if I do it, I'm going to kind of get nervous right before going in, and even maybe being in PAX. It's something how I am. It's kind of just that, I don't know if it's just because it's a social thing or what, but there's just a lot of people, it's kind of crowded, and I'm just kind of more careful like that, and because of that makes me a little bit more anxious when I'm in big crowds like that. I don't mind it, and I wish I didn't get anxious. I used to get, it sounds weird, but I used to get kind of nauseous when I do stuff like that. Even just going to a friend's house, I get nauseous right before going over there, and even at their house I'd be a little nauseous just because I was anxious about it. I have absolutely no idea why, and I have no idea why it started like that. I don't really think anybody else in my family was ever really like that. The majority of them have that extroverted personality. I might have a younger brother, and I think my dad are a little bit more introverted, but for the most part I think a lot of people are extroverted. And it's not really bad to be introverted, I just don't really like it. It kind of makes things like job interviews and going to school, like colleges to apply and stuff, it makes it a little bit more difficult because you're nervous the whole time until you actually get worked into a little bit. Because for me, I know a lot of my comfort zones. I have some pretty strict comfort zones in certain situations, and I do try and break out of them from time to time just to kind of break out of that more introverted personality. I don't think I'll ever completely break out of it, just because it's just my personality, it's just how I am. But that's really it for the commentary. I do want to finish with a quote that a fun dad used in his. He said, "The quietest people are often the loudest thinkers," and I think that applies to a lot of introverted people. But that's really it. Let me know what you thought of the commentary. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really like sharing personal stuff quite as much, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting just because it's ironic that I'm a commentator. And I do want to point out really quickly that a lot of my commentaries I don't get done on the first try. I have to start over quite a bit or edit parts down and start over from that spot. I can never really just get a commentary done in one shot. That's just how it is. But that's really it for the commentary. So like the video if you liked it, dislike if you did not. Let me know what you thought of the topic and of the commentary, and I will catch you all in my next video.
M.O.A.B incoming.